Hey, real quick, if you're interested in a $100 Amazon gift card giveaway that I'm doing, go ahead, watch this video all the way to the end, hit the like button on the video, subscribe to the channel, and comment with your Instagram handle down below. And that's all you need to do to enter the giveaway. Let's get into the video. Your old computer is on its final leg and you don't know if it's going to hold on much longer, but you need to get yourself a new device and your budget's a little bit limited. So which should you buy? A MacBook or should you buy an iPad? I think I know the answer, so in today's video I'm going to help you out. Now first I want to say this, they are both completely capable products. If you buy a MacBook or if you buy an iPad, you're going to be able to do incredible work on both of these devices. And so if you bought one but you're kind of regretting it and you want to go for the other one, maybe stick with what you got because it is still a capable device. So when you're trying to decide between an iPad and a MacBook, the first thing you need to consider is how heavy is your workflow. Every workflow is different, and so every workflow has different computing needs. I know people who have bought an M2 Pro MacBook Pro to run Microsoft Teams. That's a huge waste of money. They're not using the full extent of that computer. Buy whatever you want, but I'm just saying if you're trying to save money, don't go with that computer. I think honestly, if your workload is light enough, say you're an office worker and you're using Google and you're writing emails and you're consuming a little bit of content and you're communicating with your team, you would probably be best served by just getting an old iPad. I use old iPads all the time. They're great devices. I still don't know of any app that really uses the iPad to the full extent. So if you're kind of really on a budget and your workflow is not that heavy, I would really suggest going with an older iPad that you can get for dirt cheap. And a quick side note, if your workflow is heavier, there's the new M2 chips in the new iPad Pros, and they're gonna be able to get done any work that you need. And so if you have that lighter workload, I would save as much cash as you could by going with an older iPad, but for a lot of people, that's not an option. Say you're a content creator or you work with 3D CAD a lot or you do graphic design. Most people won't be able to use an iPad as their only device, but if you buy a MacBook and you have a laptop, you could always get something like a Wacom tablet or something like that that's going to kind of bridge that gap between the iPad and the MacBook. Now, every device has a little bit of a give and take when it comes to form factor. I'm someone that wants to be able to get up and go. I'm kind of more like a nomad when I work. I like to work in different places all the time. And so for me, the form factor is really important mixed with the usability. But I want to be able to get up and go to a coffee shop and get really serious work done when I'm on my break. And here's the good news. Both the iPad and the MacBook are extremely portable in their form factor. I mean, even if you went with something like a Mac Mini, you could always throw that into your backpack, go to your work and just plug it into a monitor there. But if you're looking for the absolute most portable, lightest setup, I would definitely recommend the iPad. And I'd give an honorable mention to the iPad Mini 6. It is by far my favorite Apple device. I find it so versatile. The size is incredible. It is so light, you don't feel it anytime it's in your backpack. It's a great device. Again, that's only if you're not doing a really heavy workflow and you don't need multiple screens, because that little iPad, it is kind of hard to get a lot of work done on it. And for form factor, if you really need the lightest laptop you can get, always go with a 13-inch MacBook Air. It is a phenomenal device. But one of the main things separating these two devices, the iPad and the MacBook, it's their operating system. Apple products are known for their simplicity and just working. And though the Mac operating software, it is pretty simple, there's nothing more simple than iPad OS. And while that might sound like a good thing, it's not always good. I think the simplicity of iPad OS is great for somebody who doesn't want to go into their system and kind of tweak some settings and use the system for everything it can put out. This is great for like your grandparents, right? They want simple. If you give them anything complex, they're going to be calling you every single day and you are going to be the tech support. So if it's simplicity, you need to go with iPad OS. But if you're looking for a little bit more of a robust experience, go with Mac OS. For me, I find some of the random workarounds you have to do on the iPad a little bit frustrating, and I'd rather just have a MacBook to work with. But sometimes I wonder, is that just because I'm more used to using a MacBook all the time? In fact, I kind of want to do an experiment. If you would find it interesting for me to use an iPad as my only computing device for a week, go ahead and let me know in the comments below because I really want to try that out. And so if you're somebody like me and you like to tinker a little bit with your devices, you like to get in there and customize it, well, go with Mac OS. But if you're looking for simplicity, maybe try out Mac OS. And don't worry, I can feel all you Windows folks right now just kind of boiling in your chair. I love Windows, but Mac OS is better. Next, let's get into the versatility and the ease of use of both of these devices. If you are buying a device as expensive as an Apple product, you need this device to do multiple things. This device is going to be used to entertain you and to build your business and to do your social media branding and to be your content creation workhorse in any number of different workflows, and you need all of those things in one device. So it needs to be really flexible. Everything I just mentioned is able to be done on a laptop like a MacBook without any hassle of any weird workaround. You get an idea, You want to create the idea and you just get to work doing it. You're not trying to figure out how to save certain files in certain places. You're just getting your work done. That's why I love the MacBook. And that's not the case with the iPad. It does have really frustrating workarounds sometimes that you really have to know the operating system and know what you're doing. It's not as intuitive sometimes as a MacBook is. But the iPad can do so much more. I mean, think about this. With an iPad, you can use it as an e-reader. You can use it as a tablet to draw on. I mean, like real life professional artists use iPads every single day. Graphic designers use iPads every day to get their work done. For me, I use an iPad every week as a worship pastor to hold my chord charts. Like the versatility of an iPad is truly incredible, especially when you pair it with a mouse and a keyboard and a monitor. It is such a cool thing to see Stage Manager work. And when you put your iPad on a monitor with Stage Manager, it really does look just like a computer. So gone are the days when you would connect an iPad Pro to an external monitor and then you'd have black bars on the side and it just wouldn't look good. Now it looks great, but there's still some of those weird workarounds, but you'll learn to figure it out. The final difference between these two devices is the price. The base model MacBook Air is $1,099. That is an incredible price for a computer as capable as the M2 MacBook Air. But iPads are cheaper. If you're not going to connect your iPad to an external monitor, you've got all sorts of options for a cheaper iPad. You can get the iPad mini for $499 or the 10th generation iPad for $450, the iPad Air for $599, or the iPad Pro starting at about $800. And so there are so many different options to get the right size and the right spec of an iPad that you need. So in the end, if I was going to get one single device, what would I personally get? That is extremely difficult because of how much I use my iPad. But if I had one device, I honestly think I would go with a MacBook Pro. Not having to do any weird workarounds and just having the full capability of a computer is so helpful. Having the ports and the better speakers, all of that, that's why I love the MacBook Pro. But I really could get by on just an iPad if I had to. So like I said, go in the comments, let me know if you want me to do a video on just using an iPad Pro for a week. If you want to join the Amazon gift card giveaway, go ahead. Like I said, subscribe to the channel, like this video, and comment with your Instagram handle down below. I love you guys. I'll see you all in the next one.